Capeville clearance. Good morning. Dynasty 5263 ready for pushback at Charlie 2.
Singapore 55908 clear to land runway 35 right.
Dynasty 5263 cleared for pushback. Capeville ground. Dynasty 5263 ready to taxi. Dynasty 5263 taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville clearance. Good morning. Austrian 3871 ready for pushback at Bravo 1.
Hainan 1574 cleared to land runway 35 left. Capeville ground. Dynasty 5263 with you.
Austrian 3871 cleared for pushback. Singapore 55908 taxi to gate Charlie 2.
Dynasty 5263 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Austrian 3871 taxi to runway 35 left. Capeville Tower. Austrian 3871 request to cross runway. Austrian 3871 continue taxi. Capeville ground. Austrian 3871 with you.
Volaris 7526 cleared to land runway 35 left.
AirAsia 2175 cleared for pushback.
Austrian 3871 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Capeville ground. Hainan 1574 taxi to the gates.
Capeville ground. AirAsia 2175 ready to taxi. AirAsia 2175 taxi to runway 35 right.
Hainan 1574 taxi to gate Bravo 1. Capeville Tower. Hainan 1574 request to cross runway.
KLM 6190 clear to land runway 35 right.
Hainan 1574 continue taxi. Capeville ground. Hainan 1574 with you.
AirAsia 2175 cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Korean 5873 cleared for pushback. Capeville ground. Korean 5873 ready to taxi. Korean 5873 taxi to runway 35 right.
Volaris 7526 taxi to gate Bravo 5.
Capeville clearance. Good morning. All Nippon 56907 ready for pushback at Alpha 2.
Korean 5873 cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
All Nippon 56907 cleared for pushback.
KLM 6190 taxi to gate Bravo 3.
All Nippon 56907 taxi to runway 35 left.
Volaris 7526 continue taxi.
Sky 6418 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville ground. Volaris 7526 with you. Capeville clearance. Good morning. Trans-North 3225 ready for pushback at Charlie 3. Trans-North 3225 cleared for pushback.
Capeville Tower. All Nippon 5697 request to cross runway.
Trans-North 3225 taxi to runway 35 left.
All Nippon 5697 continue taxi. Capeville ground. All Nippon 5697 with you.
Sky 6418 taxi to gate Alpha 2.
Capeville Tower. All Nippon 5697 ready for takeoff runway 35 left. All Nippon 5697 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
United 5105 cleared for pushback.
FedEx China 260 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville ground. United 5105 ready to taxi.
Sky 6418, hold position.
United 5105 taxi to runway 35 left.
Sky 6418, continue taxi.
Capeville Tower, Trans North 3225, request to cross runway. Capeville clearance, good afternoon, AirAsia 1163, ready for pushback at Bravo 4.
Qantas 6376 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville ground, Trans North 3225, with you.
United 5105 continue taxi. Capeville ground. United 5105 with you.
Capeville Tower.
Good afternoon. Go 8076 is on approach. United 5105 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left. Go 8076 cleared to land runway 35 right.
AirAsia 1163, taxi to runway 35 right.
Capeville ground. FedEx China 260 taxi to the gates. FedEx China 260 requesting taxi to the gates.
KLM 5205, cleared for pushback.
FedEx China 260 taxi to gate Charlie 3.
Trans North 3225, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left. Capeville Tower, AirAsia 1163, ready for takeoff runway 35 right. KLM 5205, taxi to runway 35 left. AirAsia 1163, cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Qantas 6376 taxi to gate Alpha 3.
Capeville ground. Go 8076 taxi to the gates.
Iberia 90301 cleared for pushback.
Qantas 6376 hold position.
Go 8076 taxi to gate Bravo 4.
Capeville ground. Iberia 90301 ready to taxi.
KLM 5205, continue taxi.
Iberia 90301 taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville ground, KLM 5205, with you. Air India 2006, cleared to land runway 35 right. KLM 5205, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Qantas 6376 continue taxi.
Iberia 90301 continue taxi.
Capeville Tower. Good afternoon. Korean 8558 is on approach.
Capeville ground. Iberia 90301 with you.
Korean 8558 cleared to land runway 35 left.
Iberia 90301 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Go 8076 continue taxi. Air India 3597 taxi to runway 35 right.
Shamrock 3897, cleared for pushback.
Capeville Tower. Good afternoon. Air France 5686 is on approach. Air France 5686 clear to land runway 35 left.
Air India 2006, taxi to gate Alpha 5. Shamrock 3897, taxi to runway 35 left.
Air India 3597 cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Capeville ground. Korean 8558 taxi to the gates. Korean 8558 taxi to gate Charlie 1.
Vueling 5627 cleared for pushback.
Capeville Tower, Shamrock 3897, request to cross runway. Shamrock 3897, continue taxi.
Vueling 5627 taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville ground, Shamrock 3897, with you.
Singapore 5599 cleared for pushback.
Korean 8558 continue taxi.
Capeville Tower. Good afternoon. Alaska 5468 is on approach. Alaska 5468 clear to land runway 35 left.
Capeville ground. Korean 8558 with you.
Shamrock 3897, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Air France 5686 taxi to gate Charlie 2. Vueling 5627 continue taxi. Capeville ground. Vueling 5627 with you.
Korean 8558 continue taxi.
Air France 5686, continue taxi.
Adriana 6421, taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville Ground, Air France 5686 with you.
Singapore 55909, taxi to runway 35 left.
Vueling 5627, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Adriana 6421, continue taxi.
Capeville Tower, Singapore 55909, request to cross runway.
Germania 4908, cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Ground, Singapore 55909, with you.
Adriana 6421, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Germania 2316, Mayday Mayday Mayday.
Singapore 55909, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Capeville Ground, Alaska 5468, taxi to gate Alpha 1.
Capeville clearance, Hainan 1575, ready for pushback at Bravo 1.
Capeville Tower, Alaska 5468, request to cross runway. Alaska 5468, continue taxi. Capeville Ground, Alaska 5468, with you.
Capeville Ground, Germania 4908, requesting taxi to the gates. Germania 4908, taxi to gate Alpha 4. Capeville clearance, Volaris 7527, ready for pushback at Bravo 5.
Capeville clearance, KLM 61901, ready for pushback at Bravo 3.
Hainan 1575, cleared for pushback.
Volaris 7527, cleared for pushback.
KLM 61901, cleared for pushback.
Capeville Ground, Hainan 1575, ready to taxi.
Volaris 7527, taxi to runway 35 left.
KLM 61901, taxi to runway 35 left.
Hainan 1575, taxi to runway 35 left. Capeville Tower, Hainan 1575, ready for takeoff runway 35 left.
Finnair 2876, cleared to land runway 35 right.
KLM 61901, continue taxi.
Hainan 1575, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Capeville Ground, KLM 61901, with you.
Sky 6419, cleared for pushback.
Air Portugal 2534, cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville clearance, FedEx China 261, ready for pushback at Charlie 3.
Sky 6419, taxi to runway 35 left.
FedEx China 261, cleared for pushback.
Indonesia 3730, cleared to land runway 35 right.
Volaris 7527, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
KLM 61901, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
FedEx China 261, taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Lufthansa 5170 is on approach.
Sky 6419, continue taxi.
Lufthansa 5170, clear to land runway 35 left.
Capeville Ground, Sky 6419, with you.
Finnair 2876, taxi to gate Charlie 3.
Capeville Tower, good afternoon. UPS 8146 is on approach. UPS 8146 cleared to land runway 35 left.
FedEx Signer 261 continue taxi. Capitol Ground FedEx Signer 261 with you.
Air Portugal 2534 taxi to gate Alpha 2.
Capeville Tower, Sky 6419er, ready for takeoff runway 35 left.
Indonesia 3730 taxi to gate Bravo 5.
Capeville clearance Qantas 6377 ready for pushback at Alpha 3.
Indonesia 3730 taxi to gate Bravo 5.
Aegean 3068 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville clearance Go 8077 ready for pushback at Bravo 4.
Capeville Ground, UPS 8146 taxi to the gates. Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Speedbird 59er42 is on approach.
Lufthansa 5170 taxi to gate Bravo 3.
Speedbird 59er42 cleared to land runway 35 right. UPS 8146 taxi to gate Charlie 4.
Capitol clearance Air India 2007 ready for pushback at Alpha 5.
Capitol Ground Aegean 3068 requesting taxi to the gates.
UPS 8146 continue taxi.
Turkish 8176 clear to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Ground, UPS 8146 with you.
Aegean 3068 taxi to gate Bravo 2.
Capeville Ground, Speedbird 59er42 taxi to the gates.
Tarim 1534 clear to land runway 35 right.
Sky 6419er cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
FedEx Signer 261 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Speedbird 59er42 taxi to gate Bravo 1.
Lufthansa 5170 continue taxi. Go 8077.
Capeville clearance Air France 5687 ready for pushback at Charlie 2. Air France 5687 cleared for pushback.
Qantas 6377 cleared for pushback.
Air India 2007 cleared for pushback.
Go 8077 taxi to runway 35 right. Capeville Ground Air France 5687 ready to taxi.
Capeville Ground Qantas 6377 ready to taxi.
Air France 5687 taxi to runway 35 left.
Air India 2007 taxi to runway 35 left.
Qantas 6377 taxi to runway 35 left.
Go 8077 cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Korean 8559er taxi to runway 35 left.
Air India 2007 continue taxi.
Tarim 1534 taxi to gate Alpha 3.
Capitol Ground Air India 2007 with you.
Capeville Ground Qantas 6377 with you.
Air India 2007 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Qantas 6377 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Air France 5687 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Capitol clearance Alaska 5469er ready for pushback at Alpha 1. Alaska 5469er cleared for pushback.
Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Korean 4162 is on approach.
Korean 8559er cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Korean 4162 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Alaska 5469er taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Dynasty 9744 is on approach. Dynasty 9744 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capitol clearance Germania 4909 ready for pushback at Alpha 4. Germania 4909 cleared for pushback. Capeville Ground, Germania 4909, ready to taxi. Germania 4909, taxi to runway 35 left.
Eva 8980 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Alaska 5469er cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Korean 4162 taxi to gate Alpha 1.
Capeville Ground, Dynasty 9744, taxi to the gates.
Sky 4544 clear to land runway 35 right.
Dynasty 9744, taxi to gate Charlie 1.
Germania 4909, continue taxi. Capeville Ground, Germania 4909, with you.
Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Lufthansa 5170 is on approach.
Germania 4909, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Lufthansa 5170 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Eva 8980 taxi to gate Charlie 2.
Capeville clearance, Finnair 2877, ready for pushback at Charlie 3.
Turkish 8176 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Ground, Sky 4544 requesting taxi to the gates.
Capeville clearance, Air Portugal 2535 ready for pushback at Alpha 2.
Finnair 2877, cleared for pushback.
Capeville Ground, Lufthansa 5170 taxi to the gates.
Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Vueling 1344 is on approach. Vueling 1344 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Indonesia 3731 cleared for pushback.
Finnair 2877, taxi to runway 35 left.
Air Portugal 2535 cleared for pushback. Lufthansa 5170 requesting taxi to the gates.
Capeville Ground, Turkish 8176 taxi to the gates.
Sky 4544 taxi to gate Alpha 4.
Indonesia 3731 taxi to runway 35 right.
Air Portugal 2535 taxi to runway 35 left.
Finnair 2877. Continue taxi.
Turkish 8176 taxi to gate Alpha 2.
Lufthansa 5170 taxi to gate Alpha 5.
Indonesia 3731 cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Capeville Tower, Air Portugal 2535 request to cross runway. Air Portugal 2535 continue taxi. Capeville Ground, Air Portugal 2535 with you.
Capeville Tower, good afternoon. KLM 3212 is on approach. KLM 3212 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Air Portugal 2535 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Speedbird 5943 cleared for pushback.
Aegean 3069 are cleared for pushback.
Capeville clearance, UPS 8147 ready for pushback at Charlie 4. UPS 8147 cleared for pushback. Speedbird 5943 taxi to runway 35 left.
Airdeck 5658 clear to land runway 35 right.
Aegean 3069 are taxi to runway 35 left.
UPS 8147 taxi to runway 35 left. Speedbird 5943 continue taxi. Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Philippines 5834 is on approach. Philippines 5834 cleared to land runway 35 right. Capeville Ground, Speedbird 5943 with you.
KLM 3212 taxi to gate Bravo 5.
Speedbird 5943 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Aegean 3069 are continue taxi.
Egypt Air 8632 clear to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Ground, Aegean 3069 are with you.
Capeville Tower, UPS 8147 ready for takeoff runway 35 left. UPS 8147 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Airdeck 5658 taxi to gate Charlie 3.
Vueling 1344, cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Ground, Philippines 5834, taxi to the gates. Philippines 5834, taxi to gate Bravo 4.
Capeville Tower, Aegean 3069 knot ready for takeoff runway 35 left. Aegean 3069 knot cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Capeville Ground, Egypt Air 8632, requesting taxi to the gates. Egypt Air 8632, taxi to gate Bravo 3.
Capeville clearance, Terran 1535, ready for pushback at Alpha 3. Terran 1535, cleared for pushback.
Capeville Ground, Vueling 1344, taxi to the gates. Vueling 1344, taxi to gate Bravo 2.
KLM 33904, clear to land runway 35 right. Terran 1535, taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Egypt Air 6048 is on approach. Egypt Air 6048, clear to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Tower, Terran 1535, request to cross runway.
Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Asiana 54908 is on approach. Asiana 54908, clear to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Ground, Terran 1535, with you.
Korean 4163, cleared for pushback.
KLM 33904, taxi to gate Alpha 3. Terran 1535, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Air France 7262, clear to land runway 35 left.
Korean 4163, taxi to runway 35 left.
Dynasty 9745, cleared for pushback.
Egypt Air 6048, taxi to gate Bravo 1.
Capeville Ground, Dynasty 9745, ready to taxi.
Capeville Ground, Asiana 5498, taxi to the gates.
Dynasty 9745, taxi to runway 35 left.
Korean 4163, continue taxi. Capeville Ground, Korean 4163, with you.
Asiana 5498, taxi to gate Charlie 4.
Capeville clearance, C8981, ready for pushback at Charlie 2. Capeville Tower, Korean 4163, ready for takeoff runway 35 left. Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Malaysian 3806 is on approach. Malaysian 3806, cleared to land runway 35 right. Korean 4163, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Dynasty 9745, continue taxi.
EVA 8981, taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville Ground, Dynasty 9745, with you.
Korean 3468, clear to land runway 35 right.
Dynasty 9745, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Air France 7262, continue taxi. Capeville Ground, Air France 7262, with you.
Capeville Tower, EVA 8981, request to cross runway. EVA 8981, continue taxi.
Capeville clearance, Sky 4545, ready for pushback at Alpha 4.
Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Euro 8876 is on approach.
Capeville Ground, EVA 8981, with you.
Capeville clearance, Turkish 8177, ready for pushback at Alpha 2. Euro 8876, clear to land runway 35 right.
Capeville clearance, Lufthansa 5171, ready for pushback at Alpha 5.
Capeville Ground, Malaysian 3806, requesting taxi to the gates. Capeville Tower, EVA 8981, ready for takeoff runway 35 left. EVA 8981, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Capeville Ground, Korean 3468, taxi to the gates.
Capeville Tower, good afternoon. Asia 4060 is on approach. Asia 4060, clear to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Ground, Turkish 8177, ready to taxi.
Sky 4545, taxi to runway 35 left.
Gol 574, clear to land runway 35 right.
Lufthansa 5171, taxi to runway 35 left.
Korean 3468 taxi to gate Charlie 2.
Malaysian 3806, taxi to gate Alpha 1.
Capeville Tower, good evening. KLM 5530 is on approach. KLM 5530, clear to land runway 35 right.
Lufthansa 5171, continue taxi.
Turkish 8177 taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville Ground, Lufthansa 5171 with you.
Capeville Ground Sky 4545 with you.
Turkish 8177 continue taxi.
Lufthansa 5171 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Capeville Ground Turkish 8177 with you.
Sky 4545 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Euro 8876 taxi to gate Alpha 2. Turkish 8177 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Asia 4060, taxi to gate Alpha 4.
Gold 574 taxi to gate Alpha 5. KLM 3213 cleared for pushback.
Capeville Ground, KLM 5530, taxi to the gates.
FedEx 5659er cleared for pushback.
Capeville Ground KLM 3213 ready to taxi. KLM 3213 taxi to runway 35 right.
KLM 5530, requesting taxi to the gates.
FedEx 5659er taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville clearance. Egypt Air 8633 ready for pushback at Bravo 3.
Capeville Tower, good evening. Europa 2314 is on approach. Europa 2314 cleared to land runway 35 right.
KLM 3213 cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
FedEx 5659er continue taxi. Capeville Ground FedEx 5659er with you.
Philippines 5835, taxi to runway 35 right.
FedEx 5659er cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Etihad 7244, cleared to land runway 35 left.
Egypt Air 8633 taxi to runway 35 right.
KLM 5530, taxi to gate Charlie 3.
Vueling 1345 cleared for pushback.
Philippines 5835, cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Egypt Air 8633 cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Vueling 1345 taxi to runway 35 right. Europa 2314 taxi to gate Bravo 5.
Capeville Tower, good evening. UPS 73990 is on approach. UPS 73990, cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville clearance KLM 33905 ready for pushback at Alpha 3. KLM 33905 cleared for pushback.
Capeville Ground Etihad 7244, taxi to the gates.
Capeville Tower, Vueling 1345 ready for takeoff runway 35 right.
Etihad 7244, taxi to gate Bravo 4.
KLM 33905 taxi to runway 35 left.
Vueling 1345 cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Asiana 549er cleared for pushback. Egypt Air 6049er cleared for pushback.
Etihad 7244, continue taxi.
Hawaiian 2174 clear to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Ground Etihad 7244 with you.
Capeville Ground, UPS 73990, taxi to the gates.
Capeville Tower, good evening. Germania 3134 is on approach. Germania 3134 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Ground KLM 33905 with you.
Asiana 5490 taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville Tower. Good evening. Indonesia 5802 is on approach.
KLM 33905 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Indonesia 5802 clear to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Tower, Egypt Air 6049er request to cross runway.
EVA 90138 cleared to land runway 35 right.
UPS 7390 taxi to gate Charlie 4.
Hawaiian 2174 taxi to gate Bravo 3.
Capeville Ground, Germania 3134 taxi to the gates. Germania 3134 taxi to gate Alpha 3.
Capeville Ground, Indonesia 5802 requesting taxi to the gates.
Capeville clearance Air France 7263 ready for pushback at Charlie 1.
Indonesia 5802 taxi to gate Bravo 2.
Egypt Air 6049er continue taxi.
Air France 7263 cleared for pushback.
Capeville Ground, Egypt Air 6049er with you. Asiana 5499er continue taxi. Capeville Ground, Asiana 5499er with you.
Capeville Tower, good evening. Goal 4274 is on approach. Goal 4274 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Asiana 5499er cleared for takeoff runway 35 left. Egypt Air 6049er cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
EVA 90138 requesting taxi to the gates.
Air France 7263 taxi to runway 35 left.
Korean 3469er taxi to runway 35 left.
Euro 8877 cleared for pushback.
Malaysian 3807 cleared for pushback.
Capeville Tower, good evening. Germania 90780 is on approach. Germania 90780 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Malaysian 3807 taxi to runway 35 left.
Euro 8877 taxi to runway 35 left.
Air France 7263 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Korean 3469er continue taxi.
Transnorth 7406 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Ground, Korean 3469er with you.
Asia 4061 cleared for pushback.
Capeville Ground, goal 4274 requesting taxi to the gates.
Capeville clearance goal 575 ready for pushback at Alpha 5.
Asia 4061 taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville Tower, Korean 3469er ready for takeoff runway 35 left.
Euro 8877 continue taxi. Capeville Ground, Euro 8877 with you.
EVA 90138 taxi to gate Charlie 2.
Goal 4274 taxi to gate Alpha 1.
Capeville Tower, good evening. Europa 5806 is on approach. Europa 5806 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Germania 90780 taxi to gate Alpha 2.
Capeville Tower, Malaysian 3807 request to cross runway.
Transnorth 7406 taxi to gate Charlie 1. Capeville clearance KLM 5531 ready for pushback at Charlie 3.
Capeville Tower, good evening. Latam 8574 is on approach. Latam 8574 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Ground, Europa 5806 requesting taxi to the gates.
KLM 5531 cleared for pushback.
Goal 575 cleared for pushback.
Korean 3469er cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Euro 8877 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Capeville Ground KLM 5531 ready to taxi.
Euro 8877 cancel takeoff.
Malaysian 3807 continue taxi.
Goal 575 taxi to runway 35 left.
KLM 90682 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Capeville Ground, Asia 4061 with you.
Capeville Tower, Malaysian 3807 ready for takeoff runway 35 left. Malaysian 3807 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Go to 575, continue taxi.
Asia 4061, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Capeville ground, go to 575 with you.
Capeville ground, KLM 5531 with you.
Euro 8877, taxi to gate Bravo 1. Go to 575, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
KLM 5531 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Europa 5806, taxi to gate Alpha 4.
Latin 8574, taxi to gate Alpha 5.
Europa 2315, taxi to runway 35 right.
Capeville ground, KLM 9682, taxi to the gates.
Capeville clearance Etihad 7245, ready for pushback at Bravo 4.
Capeville clearance UPS 73901 ready for pushback at Charlie 4.
KLM 9682, requesting taxi to the gates.
Etihad 7245, cleared for pushback.
Europa 2315, cleared for takeoff runway 35 right. Finnair 90488, cleared to land runway 35 right.
UPS 73901 taxi to runway 35 left.
KLM 9682, taxi to gate Bravo 5.
Capeville Tower, good evening. Singapore 5470 is on approach. Singapore 5470 cleared to land runway 35 right.
Etihad 7245, taxi to runway 35 right.
Hawaiian 2175, cleared for pushback.
Capeville Tower, Etihad 7245, ready for takeoff runway 35 right.
ASA 8244, cleared to land runway 35 left.
UPS 73901 continue taxi.
Capeville clearance Germania 3135, ready for pushback at Alpha 3.
Capeville ground UPS 73901 with you.
Hawaiian 2175, taxi to runway 35 right.
Germania 3135, cleared for pushback.
UPS 73901 cleared for takeoff runway 35 left.
Capeville ground Finnair 90488, taxi to the gates. Germania 3135, taxi to runway 35 left. Finnair 90488, requesting taxi to the gates.
Singapore 5470 taxi to gate Charlie 3.
Indonesia 5803, cleared for pushback.
Etihad 7245, cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Finnair 90488, taxi to gate Charlie 4.
Hawaiian 2175, cleared for takeoff runway 35 right. Indonesia 5803, taxi to runway 35 left.
Capeville Tower Germania 3135, request to cross runway.
Capeville ground ASA 8244, taxi to gate Bravo 4.
Capeville Tower Indonesia 5803, request to cross runway.
Capeville clearance EVA 90139er, ready for pushback at Charlie 2.
Go 1696, clear to land runway 35 left.
Capeville ground Indonesia 5803 with you.
Germania